Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything, everything, everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad, the miracles don't happen still. But now I just can't hold back, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything, everything, everything's a miracle. Everything, everything, everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even bigger magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips. But now I can hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world half there, second-hand hand-me-downs. But now I walk it with the reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything, everything, everything is holy now. Everything, everything, everything is holy now. Read a questioning child's face and say it's not a testament. Well, that'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come and say it's not a sacrament. Well, I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood and I saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush and singing like a scripture verse. I remember when church let out, it made me want to beat my head on how things have changed since then, 'cause everything is holy now. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-downs. But now I walk it with the reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Sing it. Everything, everything, everything is holy now. Everything, everything, everything is holy now. Everything, everything, everything is holy now. Everything, everything, everything is holy now.
I thought that was stop.
It's one we haven't done in a long time. And you guys know this one, so you can sing it with us too. It's the Rick and Sherri version.
Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you.
Do it again. Open the eyes.
Open the eyes of my heart,
You
Lord.
can sing love. You can sing
Open
anything
the
you want.
eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see
To see you high and lifted up. To see you high and lifted up.
shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing holy, holy, holy. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Oh, pour out your power and love as we sing holy, holy, holy.
Open the eyes of my heart.
Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you.
To see you high and lifted up.
To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing holy, holy, holy. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing holy, holy,
Now we're just gonna
holy.
sing holy, holy, holy.
Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you.
I want to see you. Sing it again.
Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you.
Holy, holy,
Holy,
holy.
holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you.
Thank you for singing that. Do you guys remember that song? Wow. It's been a while since we've done that. So, well, let's just go ahead and start, and we will stand up and sing our song together. Yay. Are we? Yay. Oh, look it. She's got it up there. Let's stand and sing I'm Choosing Heaven Today.
I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now. I'm choosing heaven today.
Let's do joy.
I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road of joy right now.
Singing
I'm choosing joy today.
We're going to do peace.
I'm choosing peace today.
I'm choosing peace
Today, I am walking the road of heaven right now.
Singing
I'm choosing peace today.
let's do love.
I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of heaven right now.
Singing
I'm choosing love today.
back to heaven. Let's claim it.
I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now.
Singing
I'm choosing heaven today.
I walk it.
Road of heaven right now.
Singing I'm choosing heaven today. Reverend Sherri in the house. Come on up. We're going to welcome you into the house. Woohoo!
Good morning, everyone. Yay! Oh, my word. What an experience getting here. How are you today? Are you ready for a transformational experience? Yes. Yeah. Well, listen, strap down your wigs. Let's get ready to have an amazing time. I want to thank you for being here. This is Palm Sunday. This is the day that in traditional Christianity begins what we call Holy Week. And it's a 7-day march to Resurrection Day. But how we use it in New Thought is really a day of what I would call consecration, where you are deepening your spiritual practice. You're remembering who you are. Within you lies the seed for unprecedented greatness. There is no parallel for what is meant to come through you. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about the habits, the beliefs, the attitudes that will allow that greatness to come through. Would that be okay? Okay, great. All right. So let's take a moment to say hello to those around us. Hello. 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 Welcome, welcome, welcome. We say hello to our online friends. Hello, everybody. So glad that you chose to be a part of today. If you are live chatting here or if you're online, if you would go ahead and just hit that share button. It is one of the ways that we get the word out about this service and let people know that we are here. And this is such a powerful message. Like, this is the thing that you want to share with someone, right? Your positive affirmative prayer is the foundation of Unity's teaching. So we want to start our service with prayer. Would you center yourself in the power and the presence that is God? We recognize that there is only one power, there is only one presence, there are no two. That power, that presence is what we call God. God the good, the omnipotent, the everywhere, evenly present spirit of absolute good. That presence now breathes itself as us. We are one with it. It is the reality of our lives, no matter what the specifics are. That power, that presence is our energy. That power and that presence is the motor skills in our body. And that power and that presence is right now restoring us. We just declare that this service, this Palm Sunday, is our best service ever. It is in this consciousness that we lift up a prayer for those that are hurting, those that are struggling, those that are dealing with feelings of loneliness. For we know that while God is the only reality, something else may have our attention. And so we bless them to feel the power and the presence that is God. Thank you, God, for this teaching. Thank you for this New Thought ministry. Thank you for Unity of the Oaks. Thank you. Thank you. In the name and in the nature and the consciousness of the mighty I Am presence, it is so, and so it is. And amen.
Prayer is what I do when I want to be close to you. I lift my hands in prayer. Praise is what I do. I will praise you while I can. I'll bless you at all times. I vow to praise you through the good and the bad. I praise I go through, because praise is what I do. 'Cause I owe it all to you. Praise is what I do. Even when I'm going through, I've learned to worship you. Through my circumstance doesn't even stand a chance, my praise outweighs the bad. I vow to praise you through the good and the bad. I praise you whether happy or sad. I praise you in all that I go through, because praise is what I do. 'Cause I owe it all to you.
Now. Good morning. I'm Julia. I'm part of the prayer team here at Unity of the Oaks, and Janie is going to be available to pray with you after the service. Right now, I have the honor of leading us into meditation by reading from the Palm Sunday booklet. Today is Palm Sunday, April 2nd, 2023, and the message is Preparing the Way. Greeted by adoring throngs spreading cloaks and branches before him, Jesus must have understood the crowd's jubilation was fleeting. He knew he would not fulfill their expectation that Rome would be defeated. He knew his purpose was greater, to reveal that God's kingdom transcends all earthly reality, even death. Like palm fronds thrown before Jesus on the road, each time we release a limiting belief, pattern, or behavior, we pave the way for the divine to enter our consciousness and free spirit to work in our lives. But here's the thing. Raising consciousness is an evolutionary process. Releasing negativity is not one and done. As long as we're traveling this material plane, the world will provide palm fronds to lay before truth. The good news? Each branch we cast brings us into more perfect alignment with the divine, and we grow in love and compassion for ourselves and for others. And the verse is Galatians 6:1. My friends, if anyone is detected in a transgression, you who have received the Spirit should restore such a one in a spirit of gentleness. Take care that you yourselves are not tempted. And the affirmation is, I pave the way for truth by letting go of limiting thoughts. And now to read the daily word, Jordan and Lucia.
My name's Lucia, and I'll be reading today's daily word. And today's daily word for Sunday, April 2nd, 2023 is Palm Sunday. And the affirmation of the day is I celebrate my awareness of the divine presence alive in me. Just as an enthusiastic crowd welcomed Jesus in Jerusalem with a spirit of great enthusiastic celebration, I commemorate Palm Sunday by opening my heart and mind to the divinity that is within me and within all others I meet today and every day.
This welcoming out attitude changes me at death, making the accompaniment to behold the Christ in myself and in each person I meet. It is my way of symbolically placing palm branches before them, greeting them as I would Jesus.
This celebration of the divine in each person lays a path to spiritual freedom. From the perfect peace within, I shout Hosanna as my jubilant soul celebrates.
So they took branches of palm trees and went out to meet him, shouting, Hosanna! Blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord, the King of Israel. John 12:13.
That's just what I needed. I don't know about you guys. Settle in and listen to the words of this beautiful song by Faith Rivera. Where I am, God is. Where I stand, God is standing strong. Where I breathe, God is breathing life in and out and through me. As me, where I sing, God is. Where I dance, joy lifts my feet. Where I love, beauty's flowing free in and out and through me. As me, and where I doubt, God is the faith in me. And where I cry, God is the comfort there. And where I seek, God is the answer. Here and now, forever and ever and ever. Where I speak, truth is. Where I work, love is my career. And where I play, God is playing boldly in and out and through me. As me, where I am, where I stand, and where I play, where I work and breathe and move and be, where I sing, where I dance, my dance, wherever I go, where I pray and take and give and leave.
Let's center ourselves comfortably in our seats. And just hold to that mantra, God is. Drop into this present moment. Bring your full awareness to right now. Feel the air on your skin. Feel the easy rise and fall of your breath. And just relax into this now moment. God is. The presence is. Energy, intelligence is. Principle is. Omnipresence is. Omnipotence is. Omniscience is. Spirit is. Life is. Love is. Higher selves, our true identity. Thank you for the clearance of any obstacles, any blockages. Let your spirit flow. Let your spirit flow. As we bring this moment of quiet to a close, when you're ready, you may open your eyes. And just bask in the brilliance that is God. Thank you, God. And so it is.
Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and know that I still and know. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and know I am. Be still and know that I am love. Be still and know. Be still and know that I am love. Be still and know. Be still and know that I am love. Be still and know. Be still and know I am. Be still and know that I am peace. Be still and know. Be still and know that I am peace. Be still and know. Be still and know that I am peace. Be still and know. Be still and know I am. Be still and know I am.
What a day. I'm not 100% sure what happened, but I know it's in divine order. And it's fitting that the title of my message is Wake Up. Okay, so, so I don't know if that's for me or for you. Oh, okay. Wake up. So my thesis for you is failure to do wrong is not necessarily doing right. Failure to do wrong is not necessarily doing right. And the story that I want to share with you comes from Luke chapter 15, verses 11 to 32. And you know this story because it is a story, the parable of the lost son. And so I'm going to give you the Reader's Digest version. But essentially, a man had two sons, and the younger one comes to him and says, "Father, give me my portion of my inheritance. Give me what belongs to me." And the younger son gathers everything together, and he journeys into a far country, and he ends up wasting his inheritance in what they call riotous living. Anybody know about riotous living? Who knows what happened, but it's left to the imagination. But when he had exhausted all of his resources, at that point, a famine strikes in the land. And so now he is destitute. He has no more resources. And so the scripture says he joined himself to a citizen of that country, and then that person sent him out to feed the pigs. And he says he would have gladly filled his stomach with the pods that the swine ate, and no one gave him anything. And then it says he came to himself, and he says, "How many of my father's hired servants have bread enough and to spare?" In other words, listen, I can be a servant, but I know a better place to go be a servant. And so he gets up and he says, "I'm going to go talk to my dad. I'm going to say, Dad, I've sinned against you. I'm not even worthy to be called your son anymore." And so he arose and he goes to his father. But when he was still a great way off, his father sees him and has compassion for him. And he runs and he falls on his neck and he kisses him. And the son says what he planned to say to the dad: I made a mistake. I am not worthy to be called your son. But the father tells the servants, "Bring out the best robe. put it on him, put a ring on his hand and sandals on his feet, and bring the fatted calf here and kill it. And let us eat and be merry, for this is my son who was dead and is alive again. And now he's found, and they began to be merry. Well, here's a part of the story that we tend to forget. There was an older brother, and the older brother was in the field. And as he came and he drew near to the house, he's hearing this party going on. And he's like, hold up, what's going on? And the servant tells him, this is a party for your brother. He has come back home because he has been received safe and sound. Your father has killed the fatted calf. And the older brother's like, really? So that's what we do in here. We just go waste money, and then we come, Reader's Digest, I told you. We just go waste the dad's money, and then you come back and we throw a party for you? Are you kidding me? I'm not going to that party. And so he was angry and wouldn't go in. And the father comes out and pleads with him. And he says to him, lo, these many years I've been serving you. I've never transgressed your commandments at any time. And you never gave me a young goat that I might make merry with my friends. I want to be merry, right? But as soon as that son of yours, doesn't he know that? When I'm upset at my sister, I say, Mom, your daughter, right? But as soon as that son of yours who's devoured your livelihood with harlots, you kill the fatted calf for him. And the father says to him, son, you are always with me. Everything I have is yours. And it was right that we should make merry and be glad, because your brother was dead. He was not present to who he was. But now he's alive again. What was lost is now found. So this parable might just be Jesus's most famous parable. You don't even have to have any really real relationship with church or spirituality or religion or anything to know this story, right? We've seen it again and again. It's an archetype that we see in movies. We see it everywhere. It's a very, very familiar storyline. It's part of a trilogy. There's the parable of the lost coin, there's the parable of the lost sheep, and the parable of the lost son. And this is the closing parable of that trilogy. And each one of those stories is about the restoration of something that is valuable. And so in New Thought, we talk about the power of the one. So I want to put this in a context. We talk about there's one mind, there's one love, there's one law. There's one principle. There's one foundational truth, right? The one, the power of the one. There's one presence. And so when we talk about this concept of lost and found, there's only one thing that can be lost. And that thing that can be lost is your awareness of the presence of God in you. That's the only thing that can be lost. And what the story shows us is that it's not even a permanent loss. It's a seeming loss, because you can come to yourself. You can wake up to who you really are. And so this story, many people have taken as an indictment on the younger son's asking for his inheritance and leaving his father's house. But I really want you to get that both the older son and the younger son failed to understand their worth. Both the younger son and the older son failed to use their inheritance wisely. One through misuse, the other through a lack of use. I would ask you, what's the difference between the one who can't read and the one who won't? Not much. Right? And so both the younger son and the older son failed to develop a consciousness, a conscious awareness of the presence of God within them. And here's the problem with that. Because the mind that does not recognize its own worth has no chance of making use of its riches. Neither son was more righteous than the other. The younger son squandered his inheritance, but the older son was like that servant with the talent, burying it in the ground and doing nothing with it. Again, what's the difference between the one who can't read and the one who won't? Same result. The mind that does not recognize its own worth cannot possibly make use of its riches. Let me tell you this story. This is a Persian parable. Yeah, Persian parable. So a man died and went to heaven's gate. He was told by the guardian angel there that he could only enter when he had earth's most prized possession. So the man went away and he came back and he had the matchless jewels of King Cyrus's crown. And the guard said, "The streets of this city are paved with gold and its walls are of precious stones." So the man went away a second time. This time he came back with the sword of Alexander the Great, the conqueror of the world. And the guard said to him, "Alexander is dust. The least of our messengers slew him in his frailty. Earth's strength is weakness here." The man left Heaven's Gate for a third time, and he searched and he searched, and then he came back with the lost books of Solomon's wisdom. And the angel said, "Listen, man's wisdom is folly in heaven where all things are known fully." At last the man came to Heaven's Gate and brought nothing, and the angel let him in. The mind that does not understand its own worth cannot make use of its riches. You have treasure buried in you in the form of talents, abilities, capacities that because you do not fully understand or have not grown to understand your self-worth, it's like you don't even have it, even though it's there. The real journey in life is getting to the place where you have an awareness of who you are, of what you have the ability to do, of really seeing yourself as irreplaceable. And so there are 3 points I'm going to give you, and then I'm going to get out of the way. Point number 1 is that you are essential. Point number 2 is you are irreplaceable. And point number 3 is that you are priceless. So point number 1, you are essential. In simple terms, what I'm saying is that you matter. That, like the weight of that, you matter. How many books remain unwritten because the would-be author does not get that what they have to say matters? How many businesses remain unbuilt because the would-be entrepreneur does not get that they matter and what they have to offer matters? This is a huge thing. Too many people take to the grave their ideas because they never got that they matter. It sounds simple, but deep within yourself lies good that is waiting to be expressed, and you are the only vehicle through which it can come. If you don't let it out, it ain't getting out. Can you imagine Prince doing Michael Jackson's music? But no one would question the greatness of either of those artists, right? And if Prince did do Michael Jackson's music, it would sound like Prince because it's unique to his soul expression. And so affirm with me, I matter. I matter. Oh, y'all got to say it like you mean it. I matter. I am important to the forward movement of this universe. I have something unique to contribute to the world. Let me tell you why this matters. Because loneliness is at epidemic proportions. There was a recent study by Cigna that said that over half of Americans are experiencing loneliness. This study found that young adults, roughly 80%, ages 18 to 24, reported feeling lonely. 80%. If it were an election, you know what they call that? A landslide. Like that. And then it said that more than nearly 3 times as many younger adults reported always feeling left out. And what I know about statistics is that means that somebody in this room, you don't have to identify yourself, has had those feelings of loneliness, those feelings of being left out. of not getting that they matter. Point number 2, you are irreplaceable. This is a big one because humans have hierarchies. We have a horrible time creating these hierarchies. It is one of the most curious things about being in this human form, right? We find it challenging to acknowledge and honor the value of all people. And listen, we talk a good game in church. We talk a good game. But our lived reality says something different. And so the older son refused to attend the celebration of the younger brother's return, believing that he took the better path. I did it better than you. Therefore, I can't honor the path that you took. It's really getting that we need you. We need your gift. One of the most challenging things about accepting that you are irreplaceable and that you have a unique contribution to make is being next to people who do not see you that way. Like, you could do all this work. You could get up in the morning, do your spiritual practices, and you are ready for the day. And then you walk into the office, or you go to the grocery store or the post office, and all of a sudden you are face to face with someone who does not recognize you as the Christ that you are. And so we have this understanding in our world that there are people who are replaceable, right, by the way that our policies are set up, right? By the way that we handle our governmental affairs, right? It's baked into how things get, the stories that get made, through our entertainment. And so to decide that I am irreplaceable is honestly a subversive act, because you're having to disagree with the world as it sees you. It is not that people who don't see your value necessarily mean you harm, though that could be the case. But very often people haven't done the work to see the greatness in themselves, so they have no chance of seeing the greatness in you. So really, don't take it personal. Blossom anyway. You do not need outside agreement in order to contribute those irreplaceable gifts that God has given you to share. Even while the older brother was outside of the party, huffing and puffing and talking about how he was not worth the party continued. So we are not looking for external agreement. Kumbaya would be nice, y'all. It would really be nice. But we're not looking for external agreement to make a decision that I matter and that I am irreplaceable. That I matter and that I'm irreplaceable. We take for granted the time that we have to make our contribution. We really do. And I'm saying blossom now. On the drive here, I was listening to, anybody know Robert Greene, the author Robert Greene? He's written a bunch of stuff. Mastery. He's got a new book coming, Sublime, 48 Laws of Power. Okay, got it. And so recently, in the last 2 to 3 years, he experienced a stroke that impaired one side of his body. And it was, from his perspective, came out of nowhere. And now his life is organized differently. And he's having to figure out how to rebuild. And he's going through different therapies that some are working partially, not working some of the time. But essentially, he has lost the use of his body. So one of the things that he loved to do was to ride bikes. And he says he can't ride a bike anymore. He loved to take hikes. He can't do a hike anymore. And it was powerful listening to his interview, because he was just sharing the gratitude that he experiences now, that he's had to find in the little moments of going through this. But one of the things that he said is that I took for granted the time that I had. We have to get a sense of urgency about the gifts that we are here to give. We need to get that we're standing on the leading edge of time and space. I don't know if y'all, all right. What you have to give opens the way for future discoveries and exploration. Okay, let me say more. The cell phone that you have in your pockets was built on the technology, on previous technology, right? So everything that is built stands on the shoulders of what came before. When you create, you literally shape the direction of the universe. When you do not create, when you are like the older son and you do nothing with your inheritance, you do nothing with the riches of your mind, you literally stunt the forward movement of the universe. Y'all not properly impressed. Because ideas are traveling through time, looking for a heart to catch fire in. Life begins when a God idea catches fire in your heart. The younger son goes looking for this idea in a material way, but at least he did something. At least he took some action. We have this ability to just forget that. Anyway, okay, let me keep going. Do something now with the gifts that you have. Let go of this idea of age. Let go of this idea of gender, of race, and all. Like, just strip it away and blossom now, right where you are. Point number 3, you are priceless. You really have to know your value. Another curious thing about these humans. They insist on naming some people as valuable and others as lacking value. Isn't that something? The older son felt that his way of showing up in the world was more valuable than the younger son's way of showing up in the world. And for many people, they cannot consider themselves valuable unless they consider you lacking in value. And so this concept runs rampant in our cities, in our counties, in our states, in corporations, in families. And so the decision that you are priceless, that you are valuable, it really is a subversive thing to choose. To be on this earth plane is to contend with the notion of value and self-worth. And so one of the boldest things that you can do is just decide that I'm valuable. I have something to offer. Because let me tell you, so when you decide that something matters, you treat it differently. Because I know I'm not saying anything that you haven't heard before, right? That's the thing about New Thought. It's not that I haven't heard it before, but there's a difference between have I heard it before and am I actually doing it? When I decide that something matters, I do something about it. So there's no, Emmett Fox says there's no such thing as undemonstrated understanding. I can't just say I know. I actually have to hold my feet to the fire. What am I doing about it? You move differently in the world when you consider yourself priceless. Before the younger son came to himself, he was willing to feed with the pigs. I don't know who's feeding with the pigs, but and it isn't even that he fully recognized his value. He was just like, I just know a little bit better place. I could be a servant, but I know a better place to go be a servant. And sometimes that's how we're moving through life. Like, we haven't let go of, I've got to take this lesser lot in life. I just know a better place to take a lesser lot. How does that work? But God has so much more for you than to take the lesser lot in life. And so let's affirm this. I am priceless. Say it like you mean it. I am priceless. I am essential. I am irreplaceable. I have something unique to offer this world. I make a decision. I make a decision. I make a decision to treat the gifts of God in me with a sense of urgency, with a sense of importance, with a sense of appreciation. Now, not tomorrow, now. You know those people starting to diet on Monday? Now I'm going to treat the gifts of God in me as precious, as valuable. I'm going to do something about it. You see, our goal is not to be the younger brother or the older brother. Our goal is to develop an awareness of our intrinsic divine nature, to walk like the God that you are. And so before we start the day, they have this thing called the line of automaticity. When you're forming a habit, there's a period of time where you have to put structures in place to cause yourself or compel yourself to do the habit. But then there's a point where it like tips over and then the habit drives you. So first you drive it, then it drives you. And so before you start the day, you need to remind yourself that you are valuable. Before you walk into a meeting, before you walk into a room, remind yourself that you are valuable. Before you eat, before you cook the meal, before you buy the groceries, right? Because that's where it starts, right? It's not just because I had to learn some things you can't bring in the house. You got to make the decision before it gets in the house. Don't even bring it out of the store. That's a literal thing and a metaphorical thing. It's like don't even go down the pathway. Before you cook the meal, remind yourself that you are valuable. Before you have a conversation with anybody in your day, remind yourself. Because again, our world is set up to communicate that we are not. So in a lot of ways, you're going to be swimming, you're going to be agreeing with God, but you're going to be swimming against the grain as far as how the world is organized. And how long do you do this? I can't tell you. I don't know when you reach the line of automaticity. But you do it until it is the driving or the operating system in you. Wake up to who you really are. Wake up to your greatness. Wake up to the Christ presence that is the reality of who you are. God bless you.
Blossom anyway. That's my favorite thing. Got some inspiration. Loud and clear and strong, give me the motivation. 'Cause now there's some changes going on. I'm gonna start a little fire. Lift my dreams a little bit higher. 'Cause that feeling in your gut is never wrong. We've all got something that we're passionate about. Giving that one thing to the world once we figure it out. But you gotta put in the sweat to get what you wanna get. And turn that whisper into a shout. Yeah, I'm gonna celebrate all the good things in my life. I'm gonna step away from whatever doesn't quite feel right. I ain't gonna wait my whole life long. I'm moving up, and moving on. Well, I am grateful for all the blessings that I have, and I'm gonna be faithful to all my dreams and plans. It's time to use these gifts I got, give my all and take a shot. And everything I need's here in my hands. Ooh, gonna celebrate all the good things in my life. Ooh, gonna step away. Oh, whatever doesn't quite seem right. I ain't gonna wait my whole life long. I'm moving up and moving on. That's right. Well, there really ain't no excuse. I got the drive, I got the juice, and everybody's on my side. But how can I pass it on if my game ain't coming up strong? I'm ready now to hit my stride. I'm gonna celebrate all the good things in my life. Gonna step away from whatever doesn't quite seem right. I ain't gonna learn my whole life long. I'm moving up. That's right. I'm moving up. I'm moving up and moving on. I'm moving up and moving on. I'm moving up and moving on. Here we go now. That wasn't exactly how I wanted to end that, but wow.
That was amazing. Good morning. Hello, I am Jules, your board member of the day. Our church mission is about transforming lives one life at a time. We would love for you to partner with us with a financial gift so that we can continue to be the spiritual wellness community in Thousand Oaks and beyond, so that we continue to spread the unity message of positive, inclusive, practical Christianity, along with personal and spiritual growth and self-awareness, so that we may experience more inner peace and joy in our lives. Here is our mission. If you will please read it with me with enthusiasm. Unity of the Oaks is a loving, accepting, and heart-centered spiritual community here to be love in action, to encourage personal growth, awaken spiritual curiosity, and transform lives. In the chairs in front of you, you have all the giving information. We encourage you to take out your phone and text to the number on the card or on the screen or the QR code that's provided. Or after service, you can place checks in our love offering donation basket in the back of the room or go online to our website's giving page. Join me now in taking a moment to focus your attention on your giving heart. Feel the abundance of receiving. God bless you. Visualize the mission statement coming to life. Now please join me in the love offering blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love, and I trust God. We are most grateful for all of your contributions to our community as we grow it with lots of events and classes, which is what Layla is going to tell you about.
Hi, I'm Layla with a few reminders for us. I have 3 reminders for us today, all of which can be found in the Newsly e-letter we mail out monthly and the weekly emailed letter and in the calendar of the back of the room above the giving information. April 21st, we will have our first ever Evening of Art Expression. Join us for wine and cheese at 6 p.m. and then for live performances at 6:30, and then continue to enjoy and browse the gallery and more till 8 p.m. Thousand Oaks and beyond is welcome. Go to the website and RSVP for the event. Sliding scale suggested donation from $10 to $30. There is no meditation evening this Thursday. However, join us Friday, April 7th at 5:30 p.m. for a very sacred Good Friday service. The theme for this contemplative service is spiritual surrender, a wonderful lead up to Easter morning. Sunday, April 16th is when we will begin our services at 10:30 a.m. There is so much more happening in our church. Be sure to check out in the back of the room the mini posters on the shelf, the April and May calendars, as well as online. If you need more information or assistance with any of our activities and events, you can see Suwan after the service in the living room, or you can contact Michael in the office during the week. And now, here's some thank yous and more from Reverend Sherri.
Don't we have the most amazing young people?
Yeah.
They're so wonderful. Sorry, that was a mom moment.
Especially that one.
Y'all just didn't see it. Okay. Happy birthday. Oh, my goodness. Kathy Flaherty, Julia Franco, yes, Stacy Shaw, Betty Elliott, Jody Avery Smith, Tuam, I hope I said that right, Tuam Weaver, Suwan's mom, Claudia Morrison, and Valerie Kobabe. Yes, happy birthday. Shall happy birthday or?
Are we singing happy birthday? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, everybody. Happy birthday to you. That was a really high key, sorry.
It was, but that's okay. But I could hear it and I followed it. Next Sunday is not only Easter with a special program for our youth, but it is also the 25th anniversary of Unity of the Oaks.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Wow. Yeah.
Wow. And gosh, it was formed before I was born because I am not even 25. Thank you to all of the artists that have signed up for Evening of Art Expression. And thank you for being here today, whether you joined us in person or whether you joined us online. Hi, everybody online. We have a prayer chaplain available for you after the service in the room that's immediately to your left. And if you wait outside, they will see you and be with you shortly. We also have the option for you to write a prayer down. There's a prayer box on the back credenza, or you can email your prayer request to prayer@unityoftheoaks.org. And I want you to know that all the prayers that come into Unity of the Oaks receive 30 days of prayer. So be sure to grab some goodies from the hospitality table, and that's also to your left, and enjoy our outside courtyard, or bring it back inside here with you. All right, let's stand and join hands for our peace song and the prayer for protection.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me.
The light of God surrounds us. We are the light. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.